For those who may not know, like let's start like this. For those who may not know, just explain who you are to people and what you do.
I am a real estate sales coach. So my role is to teach people how to ditch the script
Mm-hmm.
and how to understand just how to have conversations, how to bob and weave with, with real people because scripts can only get you so far.
Yeah.
Um, I know, if you ever called a customer service line and you're talking to somebody and they just won't answer your question, that's what I'm talking about. Most people in sales are just reading straight down a list. They don't know how to actually go over here and talk about whatever it is. They don't know how to dig deeper. They don't know how to actually listen to people when they're
Yeah.
talking. So I teach people how to ditch the script and qualify and disqualify leads efficiently and with structure. And that yields on average about a 3 times more profit in the bank account when you know how to just talk to people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's why I wanted you on here. Um, so how long have you been doing are you a natural salesperson? Is this something that you've had to, learn over time?
I mean, I wish I had just been born with all of this. That would have been really great. No, I've been in sales for a very long time.
Mhm.
Sold a lot of different products in different states, industries that have nothing to do with each other. I've done inside, outside, phone, in person. I mean, I've done it all.
Yeah.
And throughout the, my age is about to show when I say this, but throughout those, 20 plus years, it's always been about the exact same thing: people,
Yeah.
their needs, right? Any con man can convince you to do something. But if you want to have success in your business, if you want to build a proper foundation, if you want to work towards longevity,
Yeah.
then you really need to understand how to identify what situation somebody's in,
Yeah.
figure out if they have a pain or a problem, and then connect your solution. If that's a brand new car, that's a brand new car, right? But if they don't need or want a brand new car today, then why do you try and sell them that, right? So in
Right.
real estate, it's really easy to identify what problems and pains are.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk into a distressed house or somebody tells you they have a piece of land that they haven't seen in 20 years. It's
Yeah.
really easy to find that. So no matter what it was that I was selling, I knew that if I could actually identify pains, problems, desires, and then connect myself or the product that I have, then that's how you actually maximize your sales.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so good. So much value there. I hope people really they need to rewind that and listen twice. Um, so when you come across new salesmen or saleswomen, what do you feel like are the, biggest restraints that they have? Like what's usually in their way? How do you like what problem are you solving for them usually?
You know, that's a really easy one to answer. People are uncomfortable asking hard questions.
Mm-hmm.
They always tell me, "Well, that's too personal. That's too intrusive." And the reality is that if you're just a human talking to a human, people want to connect. They I mean, people really want to talk about themselves, right? Everybody wants to talk about what they've been through or what their life is. I mean, it's to the point where more people are interrupting each other when they're talking so that they can tell you what they think
Yeah.
than actually waiting for you to finish your sentence
Yep.
and then respond. So, number one hardest thing is that people feel like they're being too intrusive. And I don't know if that's because technology has taken us out of in person social,
Yeah.
put us into online social. And so we just don't, like, we're not getting the cues anymore. We're
Yeah.
not recognizing them. Um, but absolutely, number one, people feel like they're being too intrusive or too personal. They're afraid to ask the hard questions.
That's very true. I've caught my when I first got started, I didn't even want to ask like, "Oh, well, do you have a mortgage? What's your mortgage balance like?" That was like a such a serious question for me. So funny.
And everybody with a house probably has a mortgage. It's like the
Right,
most
yeah.
normal part of a real estate
Yeah.
transaction, actually, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think the fear comes from a lot of people don't know how to get out of their own head.
Yeah.
And one of the first things that I drive home with everybody I talk to is you are not your avatar.
Okay.
You are a real estate professional.
Mm.
You know too much. Okay. You can't you can't assume anything. You can't jump to any conclusions at all, like
Yeah.
zero, because you're not them. You're not the type of person who needs to sell their house fast or get rid of this land fast because you don't know what to do with it. You know exactly what to do with it. So you can't you can't, sit there and try and write the narrative or feel bad about the price because you're not them. And
Yeah.
when you do try to assume anything, you're probably going to guess wrong, actually. So, yes, being able to understand that when somebody is dealing with something that we can actually help them with,
Yeah.
and that's another thing I tell people, right? Be a solution based salesperson.
Okay.
When they have a problem, try to figure out if you're the solution. If it's not you, then help them to the right solution.
Yep.
And when you approach people like that, it's like, I mean, it's a breath of fresh air to most of them.
Oh yeah, and then you know, because I found that I mean I love making money and I love getting a good contract, right? But I found sometimes like when I help people find help them with another resource or I give them a resource that might be better for them than me, it makes me really happy to know that I wasn't their best fit and I helped them find that best fit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. I,
So
you know, I tell people all the time, it's okay to make money. All right. That's not some big evil thing anymore. I
right.
know stereotypical real estate investors, oh, they're just sharks. They're out here to make money. When you approach it in a way that you're actually trying to just help people
Yeah.
and you do refer them to realtors if that's what they need to do,
Yeah.
or you do connect them to a probate attorney to help them out with that,
Yeah.
or a mortgage broker to just refinance and save their home. When you do all of those things too, you're helping people and making money. Is there a better way to be out here? I mean, I don't I don't know if there's anything better. I wish I didn't need money, but we all do, right?
Yeah.
So as long as you approach it from the right way, you're compassionate, you're empathetic, you're kind, um, you'll end up making more money than you ever imagined, actually.
Yeah. I love it. That's so true. You said you've sold like many different products all across the country, different states. I understand why real estate, I understand that, but how? Like, how did real estate become a part of your life?
I was working in a restaurant with my best friend, and it was a high end place down in Miami, Florida. One of those places where I had to walk in looking like a Barbie doll every day. And she had enrolled herself in real estate school to get a realtor's license. And she sold her first house and brought the check in. And I was like, oh, if this girl can do it, that's like a month's wages
Yeah.
serving burgers and french fries here, right? I'd rather sell a house because I could do multiple of those a month. And then, it was the fact that I watched her do it, then I knew, right? Okay, real estate. So I started as a licensed real estate agent, and I got real sick and tired of driving people to 27.3 houses before we actually found the one that they wanted to buy. And I connected with a wholesaler. It was down in Florida, actually, out of Tampa, Florida. He needed a licensed agent to put bids on HUD homes.
Hmm.
And I had gotten my license right after the real estate crash.
Uh,
So there was so much inventory in
yeah.
bank hands, right? Started working with him, wholesaling basically government owned houses, just lowballing uh, the prices that they had online just every single day. Whatever we would get, we would just wholesale it. And that's when I knew this is actually fun. This is exciting. This is helping the economy. This is helping, you know, get homes out there for families that need a place to live and are sick and tired of renting. And from there, I ended up moving to Colorado. A few years later, I'm connected with another wholesaling operation up here, and we did flips, we bought rentals, then we expanded into land. We did brand new developments. We'd buy the land and actually put a house on it. And after that, it became very clear that sales was really the best part of, of what I do, and I was really good at it. And so I decided to become a sales coach about 2 years ago.
Love it. I love it. And I assume, 2 years in with that smile on your face that you're doing, as far as, business goes, you're doing what you want to do and what you love to do.
This is the I mean, listen, I loved real estate, right? And I loved some of my other jobs too. Like I worked at the front desk of a veterinarian's office at one point. Like that was super fun, right? But I was working for minimum wage. So my life was never going to become what I really wanted it to be. So real estate has unlocked that for me. And for the first time ever, though, as a sales coach, two things. I officially understand what food for the soul is now. I did not know what that actually felt like until I started coaching people in sales. And that first time somebody called me and told me that they just made a buttload of money and the excitement that came out of them, and then thanking me for giving them those tools and helping guide them through that. Oh, wow. Just, I mean, I had no idea that that was as gratifying as it is. And I legitimately would do this for free if I
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
right? If I didn't actually need money, um, I would I would give people all these secrets and all these tools for absolutely free. It's so satisfying.
That's incredible. That makes me happy. Um, I've been I've been doing real estate for going on 6 years now, and I have people that I know that's like, Travis, you should coach people, and I haven't. I'm with you. Like, I don't know why I haven't. I just haven't. But I feel like I want to feel that feeling now that you said that. Like, I want to feel that feeling of someone that I'm working with giving me that call and letting me know, like, hey, I just did this $100,000 deal today. I mean, that would feel crazy. Um. So one thing that caught me off guard with you when I started following you was that, like, you're on the farm, right? Like, it was you was talking about
I
you're on the
am.
farm.
I am. I'm actually the reason I just leaned in a little bit is because one of the kitty cats decided to try and join our session here. So I was trying to like get her to not come on screen with us.
No, it's all.
Yes.
If she wants to say hi, that's fine. Might get us more views, right?
Well, I mean, she's actually kind of funny. We thought she was a boy. We thought she was a boy when she was born, so we named her Batman. Um, this is Batman the girl. She just really loves working with mommy.
That's
So
cool.
every time she sees me here talking, she just comes right up. So yes, let's see, it's 2025 now. So 4.5 years ago, it was towards the end of 2020. My husband and I decided that we wanted out of the city, and we moved to an adorable little town called Beulah, Colorado. And it was a 1.5 acre property, and we started building our homestead. We got ourselves a family milk cow and some livestock dogs to protect her because that's bear country.
Yeah.
Um, 2.5 years ago, we had outgrown the space, and we bought a 25-acre farm that needed a bunch of renovations. And so we started gutting the house and redoing it, and here we are. I'd say we're about a little over halfway to the goal. I milk a cow twice a day. We've got goats and chickens, ducks, turkeys, all sorts of critters running around here. But the goal is to be self-sustainable. We'd like
Love
to,
it.
yeah, we'd like to stop going to the grocery store and having to pay for all of that.
And I respect you. So like, people think that sales is hard, Try having a farm and milking cows, right?
I do. I often tell my students, I'll say, guys, I, if the worst thing that happens to you today is that somebody tells you no to your offer, just remember, I probably got pooped on today by something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
funny.
if the worst thing you go through is rejection on the phone, hang up the phone and realize how lucky you really are.
Yeah, yeah. That's so true. So, as far as as far as your sales process, like, what you're teaching people and how, I know you don't like scripts, so, like, what is your system like for people who might be interested?
So I really would like people to wrap their head around, if you don't have a script, you need something, right? You still need some sort of resource.
Yeah.
So think of it more of as a flow chart.
Okay.
All right. Obviously, everything's going to start the same way. I'm a huge believer in building rapport. I know that there are two different ways to do sales. You can be quality or you can be quantity.
Yeah.
Quantity is often the volume game. It's a numbers game. Send as much as you can, talk to the people who are ready to do this, close deals,
Yeah.
right? That's a perfectly acceptable way to do sales.
Yeah.
I'm just the other way. I would rather send fewer mailers
Yeah.
and maximize the deals, do more niche lists, talk to fewer people
Yeah.
and get the best absolute prices I can. So higher deal, average deal values.
Yeah.
Um, so it's more like a flow chart, right? And we're going to learn how to front load all of the objections that you get at the end of the conversation. Learn how to actually address them up front
Yeah.
so they don't get used on you later,
Yeah.
right? How to dig deeper than motivation and find their why.
Yeah.
And then the
The
sales
real
tricks,
why.
the real why, exactly, because people only tell you that outside layer.
Yeah.
So we learn how to peel for pain, like peeling back the layers of an onion, right? The more layers you peel back, the more you cry. I'm not suggesting that we make people cry.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, the effect, right?
Yeah.
The feeling of it is what we want to evoke. So I'm
Emotion.
definitely an emotional based salesperson. My program is about uncovering those emotions and connecting and having just regular conversations. These are not high stress sales calls.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about giving people permission to tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one way to blast through the sales resistance.
Yes. Take that
It's okay.
pressure off.
Exactly. It's okay to tell me no.
Yeah.
I think a lot of salespeople, I think of that like a brick wall. And a lot of salespeople think they're the Kool-Aid man and they're just going to blast through it and get a deal with the seller. It's much more effective to watch the seller pull those bricks down themselves
Yeah.
and talk to you. And then, of course, right, there's always strategy in a sales presentation, in a discovery call, whatever it is for you, there's always strategy. So, yeah, we learn some tips and tricks too.
Yeah.
I, I prefer to call them tools. I don't like to, they're not tricks, right?
Yeah.
They're just sales tools.
Yeah.
But it's about navigating the conversation, controlling that conversation without controlling the narrative
Yeah.
necessarily. And then, yes, absolutely. You have to know how to close. You have to understand how to position a real close. That's how you get deals.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we talk about everything from start to finish. We talk about different types of people and how to amend the way you say things or the speed at which you say things
Mm.
or the tone in your voice when you say things. Because if you speak the language that the lead understands, you're going to have a better conversation. You can't just go to Spain and then get mad at them when, when they're speaking Spanish to you,
Yeah.
right? So understanding people, different personalities, how to kind of, like I said, bob and weave in the conversations, how to get off track and back on track. That's what I'm teaching, but it's like a flow chart.
Okay. Like it. I like it. Everything that you just said resonates with me. You definitely know what you're talking about. I love what you said earlier about one of the first things you said. You mentioned, getting all those things that those objections for the end and bringing them up front because, like, who really wants to do a 30-minute to an hour conversation with somebody just to find out at the end, oh, well, I have three other people involved in this, right? So I like that a lot. So when or how should people, like, if let's say I'm having struggles with sales, like I'm just starting out, would now be a good time to come to you, or do I need to get some sales in first and some more experience and then come to you, or what would you recommend?
I mean, if you want to start making more money right now, then right now's the time, right? But if you want to just make a little bit of money and struggle through this and feel like you've missed out on deals, then call me later. No big deal, right? I would say anybody who is already talking to people, absolutely, it's the
Yeah.
right time.
Okay.
Um, it's 3 months to triple your profits. That's how easy it can be. All right. And I can say with the utmost confidence, on average, because I've actually asked them to send me their numbers, right? On average, my students are tripling how much money they keep,
Yeah.
how much more money they're making and putting in their bank accounts. And I'm not, I'm not the girl with some big ego, right? Um, so I'm also not building some big giant. There's lots of great programs out there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not taking away from them in order to promote myself,
Yeah.
but I'm a small boutique type sales coach.
Yeah.
Every class that I do is actually live in person training with me,
Oh,
not
nice.
somebody that I hired.
Yeah.
I only let 5 people into each group.
So important that you're saying this stuff. It matters. It really does.
It's got to be the right fit for you.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what I'm teaching in the program is exactly what I'm saying right now, right? There's a pig for every barn. Some people want to do these big giant master classes and sit in rooms and do all that, right? Some people don't.
Yeah.
So everything I do is, live in-person training. Every single package comes with one-on-one time. I don't expect you to just join a support call that has like 500 people in it and hopefully they see that you've raised your hand. I'm just a different type of program. And if you think that, that that feels more like what you're looking for and what you need, then yeah, give me a call. Let's see what you're dealing with. And if you're going to be the right fit, I'd love to help.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you. It looks like we're running out of time here, but before we bounce, I want you to, how are these people that need your help? Because I know there's a lot of people out here that need it. How can they, you want to give your number? You want to send a link, or how do you want them to reach out?
So I'm also not the kind of person that's going to make you fill out a form online. You don't need to register to speak to me. You don't need to get on a Calendly link to figure out if I have time to talk to you. Okay. I have two points of entry. My Facebook page, it's just Sales the Gen Way, one N in Gen. And yeah, I know my name is super punny. I love it. That's the program, the business Sales the Gen Way. Or if you want to just talk to me, call me. My phone number is 786-390-9037. And I try to live answer as often as I can. If I don't, it's just because I'm actually, working with a student or out on the farm trying not to get poop done. Those are really the only two things that. But yeah, give me a call, shoot me a text, hop on Facebook, DM me there, whatever's easiest for you, and let's connect and see if I can help you out.
Awesome, awesome. I thank you so much, Jen, for coming on here and providing so much value to everybody because I mean you are a rock star for sure. Is there anything else that you want to leave people with before we get out of here?
I would just say if you're sitting here listening and you haven't started, you really want to get into real estate investing and you haven't started yet, do just one thing today. All right. You don't need to design the entire system. Be 1% better today and then do that again tomorrow. Okay. Just take one step forward. You said it earlier, massive imperfect action. Just hop on the phone, call a for sale by owner, call a realtor who's got a listing that's been up for a year or more, and just start talking to them. All right. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just have to start moving forward. And Travis, thank you so much for inviting me to be on here. I really love talking to other people in the business, and I hope all of us can have the same mindset here. It's a world of abundance. We can all make money out here in real estate. We don't
Oh
need
yeah.
to, it's really my genuine pleasure to be able to help people. And thank you so much for allowing me to talk to your audience.
Yeah, I hope you're welcome, and I hope that maybe in the next 6 months I can have you back on, and we can just keep this a thing, keep updating people and keep giving people value, because that's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to give back as much as we can. So I appreciate you. I hope you have a good day.
You too, Travis. Thank you.